Well, howdy, howdy. Looks like we're live. How y'all doing this morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this? Hope everything's going good. Today, we are going to talk about money. Everybody loves talking about money, right? And about giving. And we're just going to read this from Matthew 25, verse 41 through 46. All right. Oh, and there goes the dogs. My microphone, I don't know what my problem was with my microphones, but they just keep crapping out. I think it's the $200 computer that I'm doing these on. It's just when you're cheap like me, um, yeah, you run into these issues. So I have no headphone mic, no boom mic. Everything I got just ain't working with this piece of junk. Oh well, it does what I needed to do. Gets my schoolwork done, and maybe one day I'll spend some money on a better computer. But right now, we're just going to go what we got. Anyway, so Matthew 25, 41 through 46. Okay. Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry." Here you go. "For when I was hungry, you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, you did not visit me." Then they also will answer, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you?" Then he will answer to them, saying, "Truly I say to you, as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me." And these will go away into eternal punishment, but righteous into eternal life. Okay, so he's condemning, if you read the whole passage, is a final judgment and all, and he's talking about a bunch of people that think they're saved, think they're Christians, think they're whatever, you know, and they come to the final judgment and they're like, "Oh, we did all these good things, we followed you," and blah blah blah. And Jesus is like, "No, no, your heart wasn't in it." That's basically what he's getting to. Your heart wasn't in it. You weren't giving. You didn't help people. You didn't help the guy on the street. You didn't help your neighbor when they were struggling. You didn't help the people in prison. Blah blah blah. These different things. And if you're like me, which a lot of the Gen X kind of people are like me and have a hard time giving blindly to the poor or to the church for that matter, especially because we don't know where that money's going. We have a hard time trusting, where the money's going. I mean, it's we don't like to waste. We're just like, no, I'm not giving this poor guy on the street some $5 because I know he's going to go use it on drugs or something, you know. And that's a whole another can of worms. Should we just give cash to somebody, or should we, if we're going to help at all, go and actually help? And then you got the question of how do you help, and just goes down a rabbit hole. But as far as like going, giving to the church, the church body pulling their money and going and helping, in different programs and actually giving real help to people. But do we trust them to do it either? I know it's bad to say, but that's kind of the Gen Z mentality. I can't speak for the millennials and the Gen Y or whatever it is that's coming up now, but it's hard for us to give. You know, I think most of the money that's coming into churches right now and is funding the churches is from the baby boomers still, and they're passing away. They're falling off. So churches are dying financially, and people aren't going anymore because we don't trust them. You know. So I've got a little solution for my own prejudices and problem, because I see time and time again here he's telling us to be givers, to be, you know, everything we got is his. So we're supposed to be good stewards of it. So that as part of that Gen X mentality, we're like, well, I want to be a good steward of it, so I'm not going to give anything to these people because I don't believe that they're going to actually do what they need to do with the money and blah blah blah. And I get all that because I got the same thing going on. But this is what I've done. Maybe you can do the same kind of thing or come up with your own system. I know I'm I am supposed to give, okay, and I know I come to those moments when I I know God's saying, you need to give this guy, you need to give to this church, or you need to give to this special fundraising thing or whatever. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to. I'm stingy. I don't want to let go of my money, or I don't completely trust them. How do I know they're going to actually do what they're saying they're going to do? Blah blah blah. And I've kind of solved that for myself. I have an account, and I actually use my Robinhood account, which is a trading, trading meme stock account. Really used to be for. I mean, that's what most people use it for. But and they have an IRA, a Roth IRA on there, and they also have their own like money account. But I have a certain amount of money, a certain percentage of my paycheck that it automatically comes from my bank account and goes. I mean, for my check each every other week or whatever, and goes immediately to this account. Okay, I mean we if you're smart, you're investing in a 401k and you're at least putting it in as much as the company's matching you every pay period. And that's the way we secure ourselves without, especially if you're bad with money, without um, without having to be intentional. You just set it up and let it go. Then you don't miss it. You pay the government with those taxes. It comes out of your paycheck before you even get a hold of it. And we don't have a choice on that. It just comes out. Set yourself up the same way here. Set yourself up to um, give before you have a choice. You know what I mean? Make it 10%, 20%, whatever percentage, and maybe just start out 1%. And then um, over time, see how that doesn't hurt you, and then go up 2%, 3%, build it up. You just have that money automatically going to a special account and let that sit there and let it build. You can invest like I have our actual Roth IRA that's devoted to Jesus, devoted to God, so that for when the big things come, the big ministry, something that seems like God saw me you need to dump this money on. I don't have to hesitate. Money's right there. It's already there. All I got to do is just say, "Oh, this is what this is for." I don't have to pull out of my own savings, or it's all his. But you know what I mean. But I have this chunk that's sitting there just for him. And I don't have my wallet on me where I'd show you, but I actually have a Robinhood spending account, check, uh, debit card. And I wrote on there with Sharpie, Jesus money. Like every Monday morning, I go and get apple fritters for the guys in the men's Bible study. And that money for the apple fritters, because I'm cheap. I'm so cheap. But I buy them apple fritters every morning. Every Monday morning out of the Jesus money. Because it's money that's already allotted to ministry, to doing his will. So it comes out of that account. It's like, okay. So I have a certain amount of money goes in that long term big ministry stuff. And I got a certain amount of money that goes into the spending account so that when I do run across somebody that needs help, I can help without question. I mean, of course, I got to get that money out of there if it's the cash situation, but it's there. There's no questions asked. It's like I can be obedient without taking myself out of the situation and my own selfishness. It's like this money's allotted for this. You know what I mean? So it's a and as far as tithing, I tithe to. I go to a couple different churches, but one church I mainly tithe to because they don't have they're not as big. They don't have the baby boomers funding them like crazy. Um, But the tithe automatically comes out the same way. It's all digital now. You can have that money immediately. Have the money coming out of your paycheck going straight into a fund or account, and then have your tithe set up for whatever church or ministry that you're all about. You don't have to question it. You don't. You can be obedient and have that just automatically come out. And it's like ding, it's gone. It's you've done what you've done. Put yourself on automatic. Because when it comes down to that plate coming across at the church, and that plate's coming across to you, and you're like, I, I don't feel it today. I don't, you take out the feelings. You take out the because there might be something going on in the church, and you're just like, this place is gross. And I've had many moments like that. It's like, because if you're going to a church is full of people, and people are not, they're there for a reason. You know what I mean? They're there for a reason. I'm there for a reason because I'm gross. Everybody's gross. Everybody sucks, and we're there because we know we suck, and we need Jesus. We need, we know we cannot do it by ourselves. So it takes that feeling out of it, and just relying straight on obedience. So think about how you got your stuff set up. You got one account that's kind of dead. Um, Maybe make that your Jesus account, your Jesus money account, and just have it immediately taken from your paycheck, direct deposited in there. Start out as little as little or as much as you want to, build it up or whatever, however you want to do it. But that's my suggestion. And maybe one day when we're at that last judgment, we won't have this Jesus going, hey, when I was hungry, you gave me no food. When I was thirsty, you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, you did not visit me. Maybe then we won't be, like, but I want to keep my money, and I didn't trust those people. And those prisoners are bad guys. Why would I care about them? And all that stuff. He deserves to be in there. You know how we think. So this little helping tool hopefully helps you out too. But all right, well, everybody go to church if you're watching this on Sunday. That's where I'm about to head. Peace out, guys.